All right, we just got back from seeing Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I gotta say, I loved it.
Me? Not so much.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Guy Wozniak. Joined with me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Matt.
Hey!
We are the Comic Book Guys, and we went and saw Spider-Man Brand New Day and thought, hey, let's do a little video and talk about it. Now, first things first, I got to get this out of the way. Spoilers are going to be abundant in this video.
We're spoiling the hell out of this, like right off the bat.
Yeah, there's no way. And the very first spoiler that I want to tell everybody is if you haven't seen it yet, you do not need to sit through 15 minutes of credits to see the post-credit scene. Just get up and leave.
Just leave. It's a complete waste of your time, and it makes no sense.
But that notwithstanding, the movie overall, if I was going to give it a letter grade, first of all, it was probably neck and neck tied for my favorite Spider-Man movie of this era of Tom Holland Spider-Mans. Neck and neck tied with Spider-Man 3. If I was going to give it a letter grade, it's probably a solid B+ is where I'm going. What do you think?
It's my least favorite Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
Definitely. I thought the third one was way better. The Mysterio one was better. The first movie Spider-Man was better. I mean, I'm not going to say it was a terrible, terrible movie. It's okay. It's okay. I found myself bored several times during the movie. It was super long. It was like a half hour too long, in my opinion. C. D plus C.
Oh, okay, D+. Yeah. You're going even maybe that low?
Yeah.
No, for me, it was for sure a B+, and maybe I'd give it an A-. There were a few things that I didn't like about it, but overall, what I did enjoy... just right off the bat, it started off like fun, action-packed.
Oh yeah, sure. The action was amazing. It looked fantastic. I would even say spectacular.
Would you say it was amazing?
The action scenes were well done. Really good. The CGI looked good. Well done. And also the cover homages that you see in the trailer, that's all you get.
There was a couple of extra ones that weren't in the trailer. Not necessarily cover homages, but the Easter eggs. Like, we got a nice little tombstone.
You got a tombstone?
Easter egg.
And there's like, you don't see much. It's him. He's already got him webbed up and stuff. And there's like, they talk a little for a minute.
There was, a
close up of his face. So you get a good look at him.
With the teeth all chiseled up.
Yeah. That was not enough of that. Definitely. The cover, it's all you get. That's all you get.
Yeah. When we did the... what we would call it, the trailer preview video we did a couple of weeks ago, it was like, I wonder, like, how much are they going to lean into all of these things? Like, we speculated, well, is it just going to be, like, just quick little one-shots of, like, hey, this is what Spidey's been up to?
Like, panning by that scene, and that's what it is.
That's what it was, yeah.
The Scorpion stuff was cool.
Yeah, Matt Gargan.
Matt Gargan, yeah.
I'm bad with
that
names.
Was cool.
Yeah, they did good with him.
Yeah, those fight scenes were good. I thought the Scorpion was well done. That actor, of course, I like that actor.
Yeah.
Well done. The fight scenes and stuff were no problem. The story, to me, and the other characters in it were garbage.
Well, before we get to that stuff, though, I think we got a bunch of good stuff. Number one, we got, like, the return of the Savage Hulk. I liked that. I thought that was cool, that whole fight scene. And,
that was cool. Like I said, the fight scenes and stuff, the fight choreography, well done. Really well done. Yeah.
The Punisher, you liked the Punisher, I think, a little bit less than I did. But
what Punisher?
Well, it was...
The Punisher wasn't in this movie. I don't know who that guy was.
It was a little bit out of character, maybe, but overall...
Very out of character. I mean, the guy's laughing and joking and getting choked up. I'm like, huh?
Oh, at the end, where... spoilers again, were you crying?
That's not the Punisher at all.
I mean, it's like this MCU version of the Punisher. If you even go back to, like, the Daredevil show, and you go back to the show...
This is the dude who got in a fight in that hallway in the prison, had a knife through his arm, and pulled it out of his own arm to... I'm like, come on, that's the Punisher.
He was...
Not this guy. I don't know who this guy is.
Well, they're trying to make him a little bit more family-friendly for a Spider-Man movie, I suppose. But overall, I was glad to see that the Punisher was in it, and that he had a pretty prominent role, and it wasn't just like a little
and they're like buddies. They're like, him and Spidey are like good friends. The Punisher literally kills people.
Yeah,
he kills people. Spider-Man's very much against that. Spider-Man is not friends with the Punisher. I mean, they do cooperate together sometimes, and they have in the past, but they're not buddies that hang out and do things together.
They were very like,
No.
they were like very buddy cop in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
like a little bit of Lethal Weapon, Riggs and Murtaugh kind of action between them.
And one thing
which I
didn't
liked. I thought it was
understand
fun.
is like Frank just seems to have free run of the city. He can go wherever he pleases in broad daylight. No one gives him a second glance. There's scenes where he's even walking right past cops. He's hanging out in the hospital room with Spider-Man, and no one's there to stop him or try to take him into custody. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Now-
no.
To that point, two weird things. I mean, then there were a lot of weird things, but two weird things to that specific point was that, yeah, Punisher basically just had free reign of the city, and no one minded that he was driving around in a van covered in armor, shooting grenades out.
I don't know why he had a secret hideout. Like, it seems like no one's after him.
And similarly, Spider-Man was basically like the head of the police department of New York City.
Right?
He was just telling people what to do.
He showed up to scenes and he's telling cops what to do and bossing them around and stuff. And then Jean DeWolf is not the same Jean DeWolf from the comics, not even remotely.
No. I
It's
think
Jean DeWolf in name only. She's not this gritty cop that would give Spider-Man a hard time. No, she's like his best friend and his shoulder to cry on. He'd call on the phone and talk about his day. And of course, her advice was so just bland and stupid.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Take time off. Well, yeah, no kidding.
I think for the average viewer that doesn't know who Jean DeWolf is, and in particular didn't read the story arc, the death of Jean DeWolf, this is a non-issue.
Yes.
But for the fans, they should have just, I forget the character's name, but I mentioned this to Matt. There was a character in the Spider-Man video games. Maria, maybe was her name. I forget. But
Yeah, I don't
she was a
remember.
cop, right? They should have just used that character from
Or
the
just
video game.
anyone. You could just make up a character.
just to not disenfranchise the fans of the...
You're using a character's name in name only.
Yeah.
That's it.
Here's the big one, though. Jean Grey.
Yes.
That's really the point of contention, I think, that I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Now, I'll let you go first on the Jean Grey thing, because I think you have much more spicy take than I do. But I will just say that overall, let me just say, though, I liked Sadie Sink in the role.
Sure.
I think that she's a great actress.
Yeah, she was good.
And hopefully this parlays into the X-Men and the mutant stuff moving forward in a better way.
Notice they never referred to her as a mutant.
They didn't, but
They didn't.
but I believe that at San Diego Comic-Con they announced like the new slate of movies, and like X-Men Age of the Mutants or something was the name of one of the movies, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I don't think they're trying to dance around that. I just think they just didn't want to use that in this movie.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I hope that moving forward with that character, it develops into a more accurate portrayal of her, because this portrayal of her as a character was not totally right. I don't think.
No, not at all. Not even remotely close to her origin story. Not even close.
Like, did she have a sister ever in the comics? And not that I'm aware
Not that
of.
I remember.
And like, didn't her parents like happily drop her off at the Xavier School for
Yes.
Gifted Youngsters in issue number 1 of
Yes.
X-Men number
Yes.
1? But they're in the movie, they're saying like, oh, she's this like lost child, and
She was like
la-di-da.
their little origin, quick few minutes you get with her and her sister. She talks about how their mom abandoned them.
Yeah, that's just not the case,
No,
right?
no, not at all.
Now people will say like, oh, different universe or whatever, maybe.
This is a completely different universe, like altogether.
Right.
That's what always like really baffles me when you have like these really great storylines in the comics that they just so loosely follow, or in this case, Brand New Day, the comic story Brand New Day. This has nothing to do with that whatsoever. Nothing remotely even close to that story at all.
What was the name? I don't know. I can't remember it off the top of my head. People leave it in the comments below if you don't remember. But prior to the Brand New Day storyline what was the name of that story?
Wasn't it One Last Day or something?
Something like that,
Yeah,
right?
something like, I don't know.
And it's like
I dipped out of that storyline because I hated it. And I don't think Dan Slott is a good writer at all.
That goes without saying. But
I mean, he does have a good story here and there, but I mean, you know what? A broken clock's right twice a day.
yeah, I mean, Superior Spider-Man was great.
Yeah, that was good. I did like that.
But it feels like they're taking the Brand New Day story from the comics and that pre-story, which, One Last Day or whatever it was called, and they're like intermingling it all and then leaving a bunch of stuff out on top of it. But I digress.
But anyway, Jean Grey, yeah. They start off with and we're talking to people. This is heavy spoilers, so we're assuming you've seen the movie too.
Yeah.
or you don't have plan on seeing it.
I mean, you should see it. It was.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, go see it. I mean, just to say you did. Knowing what I know now, I would recommend you just wait for it to come out on streaming. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it. But yeah, Jean Grey. At first they give her like this power where her only ability is she can jump from person to person to person to person to person
until the very end,
and only within like a 33-foot radius.
That was very arbitrary.
And I'm like,
that was super arbitrary.
This is stupid. And she's straight up killing people. Straight up killing people.
Did she kill people?
Yes.
I don't. Probably.
Or at least she created scenarios where people would most likely die. They didn't expressly show her ripping people's heads off or anything like that. But she jumped into an old man's body and walked him into traffic, and he got creamed by a car.
Yeah, I remember
he probably died.
Or he's horribly injured.
And she's in this heavily like armored vehicle with two like 50 cal machine gun, like AA guns on top, that are just indiscriminately firing all around the city.
Somebody might have.
People probably died.
Somebody might have caught a bullet.
Like a lot of people probably died. So, yeah, she had no problem killing people whatsoever, and she probably did kill quite a few people. Mm-hmm. And it's the Magneto treatment. How many people did Magneto kill in the X-Men movies? And they're like, they give him a pass.
Right.
Every freaking movie they're forgiving this guy for killing a bunch of people. I'm like, there's no accountability there.
Yeah.
And in the end, he goes to save her because she's misunderstood. And like, he lets her go. And she, like, well, he doesn't let her go. He ends up taking a bullet for her that, Frank fires at her. And then that was the part that really bothered me in the hospital, where Frank is like, that's the bravest thing I've ever seen.
I heard you
really.
I heard you literally say out loud.
What?
Out loud, you were like, what or something. I didn't hate that so much. Like, he stepped in front of the bullet. It was brave. I get what he was saying. It just didn't seem very Punisher-esque, right?
Punisher gets choked up and says, "That's the bravest dude." You served in the military, in the Marine Corps, in combat with a lot of other, and you're telling me that's the bravest thing I've ever. That's that.
Now let's talk about that scene real quick. For those of you that didn't see it. Jean Grey has like made this like bubble of psychic terror that is.
Yeah, her power's like something happens and like it releases the floodgates, and now she's got the full-on psychic telekinesis.
Yeah, and she's like frozen everybody for like a 1 mile or these like kilometer.
One kilometer radius.
I don't know what a kilometer is in a mile. What's the difference?
It's just under a mile.
Yeah. So anyway, she freezes.
Yeah, we only measure American here.
Yeah, freedom units. So she freezes everybody in New York City for a kilometer from the center of where she was being held. So Frank gets a hold of Spider-Man. He's like, you better do something quick. And then Frank goes up on a building and he opens up this case and he's got a rifle in it, right?
Yeah, it's like a 50 cal.
He sets up. I mean, this rifle has a tripod that's bigger than my camera tripod. Yeah. He's got this rifle and he's like, all right, I see her. Because apparently the walls of this building have been blown apart.
Yeah, she blew out the walls on the floor.
So he's got a line of sight.
He's got a line of sight.
And he's like, okay, I got her. Click, pulls the trigger. And then Spider-Man, because he's got the spider sense, kind of steps in front of the bullet and catches it. It was a very clearly a 50 caliber Barrett M82A1 rifle.
This is when Spider-Man, and we'll get into this, has been fighting this mutation going on inside him.
Oh, yeah. That's a problem for me.
So he had some added durability.
But dude, I mean, it would have blown him to smithereens.
I agree.
I mean, I've never actually seen somebody get shot with a 50 caliber BMG.
I've seen them use it on ballistic gel.
Yeah. And he goes,
that's going to blow his entire back out.
Yeah, he'd have a hole the size of a watermelon going through him, I would think.
Yes.
And and again, he's a superhero and super strength and fast healing and yada, yada, yada. I get it. But like, that was a little too much like suspension of disbelief for me.
Yeah. And I'm thinking like right when it happened, I'm like, why did he just pull her out of the way?
Yeah, no,
why did he have to do this move where he spins her around? Wouldn't it have been just as easy to like back up like, a few inches?
Well,
instead of doing this whole, I'm like,
they wanted this.
It makes
here's why,
because the movie needed it to happen. That's why
they wanted a scene where it was like, oh my God, Spider-Man's about to die.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted, right? They want, but they didn't lean into it. It was 3 seconds later, he's in the hospital.
And I didn't understand at the end when, like, okay, so Frank's plan to get him out of the hospital, I guess he's been there and he's been keeping the mask on him. And yeah, the cops are just letting Frank hang out in the hospital.
Even though he's the Punisher and he's shot the Punisher.
Guy. Yeah.
And he shot the guy.
And yeah, they're just letting him hang out there. And so he's in the bed with his mask. Oh, that was another thing you brought up. Like his entire concern is like people not knowing who he is.
Yeah. So if
because his loved ones get hurt.
If we backtrack to the last movie, the entire point of the last movie was, I don't want everyone to know who I am. So he does this thing with Doctor Strange, and they cast the spell, and now nobody knows.
Yeah.
This entire movie, he went out of his way constantly to let people know who he was.
Yeah, well, like the first part of the movie, no, he was super concerned about his secret identity.
For a minute, yeah.
And then towards the end, he's like, who cares?
Right.
Like, who cares? So anyways, in the hospital, and then... So he's like, Frank's plan to get him out is just to not wear his mask and just walk out like a normal person.
Yeah.
Well, dude, this is a hospital. There's cameras literally everywhere. They're going to see everyone that comes and goes out of that freaking room. So they're going to know who you are. Uh-huh. And then he gets out in the crowd and everyone's like, oh, Spider-Man, we love you. We love you.
And Frank's up in the window.
And Frank's in the window with a mask on pretending. And then the scene is looking around. He's like, oh, wow, people really do love me. Well, dude, they've been hammering that home the entire movie.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Spider-Man so much.
He was the hero of New York City.
That. Yeah. We didn't need this scene. They firmly established that everybody in New York absolutely loves Spider-Man. And I thought that was a big thing that was missing. Where's your J. Jonah Jameson? Where's your guy that hates Spider-Man and wants to? And how does he make money?
Okay, so here's a couple of questions that I had.
Brings up another thing.
Yeah. He's looking for apartments at the very beginning of the movie, and he's like, oh, this place is perfect. I mean, this was like, and then Ned and MJ's apartment.
Ned and MJ's apartment. Don't even get me going on that.
Like, how do these people...
They live in this, like, penthouse-size apartment. It's like the entire floor. And these two are two people that went to MIT on scholarships.
Yeah.
And they're looking for jobs.
But Spider-Man is...
But they live in this, like, entire floor of this apartment.
But Spider-Man in particular, and he has a conversation with Jean DeWolf, and she's like, you got to, like, chill out. You're doing too much. And he's like, look, this is all...
take time off. Take care of yourself.
This is my life.
That's the entirety of her advice, which is so, like, just... Yeah, no shit.
But they never allude to him, like, having a job and earning a living. So how is he affording all of these, like...
He's got some expensive stuff in his place.
All of this technology and everything.
Basically, he's got, like, a miniature version of Iron Man, Tony Stark's setup, where he could 3D print stuff.
3D print metal objects.
That are like not only like different materials within the same printer, which I have a friend that's into 3D printing, and you can't just do that.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So he's got some very expensive equipment there. When they provide zero explanation as to how he makes money.
So here's another one. The Hand?
Yes.
The Hand? Really? The Hand?
Really?
Okay, so first of all, let me not talk about the Hand. The bad guy, the quote-unquote bad guy, was the dude in charge of damage control. I don't even remember his name.
He was the same guy that's in Severance. Which, if you haven't watched Severance is that's good. I really enjoyed Severance.
So there's
like another season coming though. So
that was one of the downsides for me on this movie. There really was no supervillain at all. It was just like kind of a corrupt jerk that worked for the government, and that was the bad guy.
Well, is he corrupt? He seems to be following orders.
Well, whatever it is, right? Like, he was meant to be the bad guy. Like, if you work for the government, you're the bad guy, of course, right?
Yeah.
But there was no like super villain or big bad evil guy or anything.
No.
And we're kind of led to believe that the person that winds up being Jean Grey was the big bad evil guy, but then it turns out she's just this poor kid.
She's been trying to get to her sister.
Just looking for her sister.
And who cares about anybody that seems to get in her way or comes across her path in that process.
So Spider-Man goes to damage control to meet the bad guy whose name I forget. That was one of the things about Rogue One I didn't like. Whenever I talk to anybody about Rogue One, I'm like, who's the bad guy? Nobody can remember his name.
Krennic.
Well, you're a nerd, but most people can't remember Krennic's name.
Guilty.
I feel the same way about this guy. I'm like, what's the bad guy's name? I saw the movie less than an hour ago. I can't remember.
Guy from Severance.
Yeah, guy from Severance. But anyway, Spider-Man goes to damage control because he's chummy, buddy with this guy and all of the people in damage control. And he's like, oh yeah, by the way, we know you busted the hand for us a couple of weeks ago, but we figured we're just going to convert
Spidey
them.
Sees him there at their headquarters, and he's like, hey, what the heck?
Right. Spider-Man sees like 5 ninjas.
How does the dude describe him? The hand?
I'm just like unfortunate teens or something.
Misunderstood teenagers.
Yeah, misunderstood youths. Once
we give them direction and stuff, they're good to work with.
Right. So you immediately know, like, oh, he's the bad guy. It was very bizarre.
What?
The hand is not. That's not the.
They're
hand.
not a group of misunderstood teens. Are you kidding me?
Right.
That's what they reduced the hand to, and they seem to have like infinite spawns. Like how many of them are there? I don't know.
There was 5, and then there was 15.
There was 5, then there's 20, and then 30, and then they just keep spawning in this big fight scene at the end, which honestly didn't make sense to me. And then he has a big like webgasm and just blows all his webs, and that's it. Fight's over.
That actually was kind of cool. I thought though. I liked that.
I thought it was convenient.
It was like in the video game he had. A special move called Web Blossom. It was called Web Blossom, and it just boom, and webs everywhere, and everyone's just plastered to the wall. That's exactly what it was like. But yeah, the hand, that was weird. I didn't love that. And then, like Matt alluded to, there was this underlying story arc or current of Spider-Man is changing. He's becoming
something's happening to. He's further mutating.
Yeah, he's mutating into. We're kind of led to believe an actual spider, right? Like his eyes are turning black.
And we do not get the 6 arms.
No, unfortunately. But here's the thing.
So disappointing.
That story arc felt super underutilized, and it was obvious that the only reason they were doing it was because they needed an excuse for Spider-Man to invent this inhibitor.
Yep.
So that he could then take the inhibitor off himself and put it on Jean Grey so that she could be captured. It was like the MacGuffin of the whole movie. And like, I don't mind necessarily that's what they did with it. I just mind that they completely underutilized that story arc of basically Amazing Spider-Man 100, 101, 102 with the Morbius thing where like he sprouts arms.
Yeah, because he did that to himself. Because he administered this formula to himself to rid himself of his Spidey powers.
But that's what they were kind of alluding to.
But it further mutated himself. So he doesn't do anything like that. He's not experimenting on himself. This is just something that's naturally recurring within his body. And he's got this AI system, which
Evie was it?
I don't know. Is that like because they didn't really clarify that. He's got these his web shooters that he just clicks on his wrists, right?
Yeah.
And he's got like a cloth mask. So where is this AI? Does he have like an earpiece in that I didn't see?
Yeah, I was assuming it was like.
How is it talking to him?
I was assuming it was AirPods, basically.
Maybe they don't show that. He's just got it. It's just there. Shut up. Right. Don't question it, because his mask is clearly just a cloth mask, and we see that.
He did have the little eye like opening.
He's got the eye things. Yeah, absolutely. Those are there. So yeah, they don't really explain that whatsoever. So he's got an AI, and it just randomly talks to him, and he talks back to it. Somehow he's able to communicate with it.
Yeah,
and the AI tells him, "Oh, you're mutating because you're lonely."
Yeah. Isolation or something.
Yeah, will cause further mutation. I'm like, oh, okay. That just sounds like you're just pulling out of your butt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. He's mutating because of feelings.
He wakes up and he's all cocooned in webs.
Yeah.
His eyes are turning black. He's growing organic web shooters.
Yeah.
And then
which he masters in a split second.
Yeah, well, there was a few funny scenes where he was just like, "Oh my god!" But
yeah, it lasted like a minute.
But I really wanted to see that like, I don't know, escalation of his mutation, if you want to call it a mutation. Mm-hmm. I wanted to see that escalation happen, and they were hinting at it, right? They were like, "Oh, he's turning into a spider or whatever." And then it was just like, "Nope, just kidding. We just wanted to have an excuse to make this inhibitor chip, and that's all. That's the end."
Yeah, that was it.
And then it just goes away, just vanishes. And it was like, it's kind of a letdown for that story arc that they were hinting at.
The mutation, he gets them under control because he's like, "Oh, I'm not alone."
Mm-hmm.
Because he meets up with Ned and MJ, and he's starts becoming friends with Ned again, who again, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't. They weren't like the focal point of the movie, but there was quite a bit, and especially the scenes with them where I was bored out of my mind.
I don't know. I mean, there was the scene where they had the house party, and this is very minor, and like most people probably glossed right over it and didn't notice it. But to me, it felt weird. Ned is a nerd, right? He's like super mega nerd, like you know, from the first movie where he's like, let's build the 45,000 piece Lego Death Star to going to MIT and the whole thing, building the Where's Spider-Man app. Like, he's a huge nerd, right?
Yeah.
There's a scene where he doesn't bump into Peter Parker, but Peter Parker notices him at a bodega or a corner store, and Ned's like, I need some like beer. And he goes and he buys this beer and he walks out. And then he's walking to his apartment to go to the house party that they're having. He's like, hey, yo, what up, boys? What up, dog? And it was like acting like he's Mr. Cool Guy. And I'm like, that doesn't like flow as Ned to me.
No.
It was a teeny tiny little thing that I'm just nitpicking at because but the reason I'm nitpicking is because there seemed like out of character things happening constantly with all of the characters. It was like that's not how these characters would act.
It's starting to get like Beverly Hills 90210.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, where you have people in their 30s pretending to be teenagers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean, you know, I'm looking at these people, I'm like, you are not in your early 20s. Definitely not.
Got some city miles on that engine.
Yeah, you've been rode hard there, partner.
Now, what about, I know you've basically said in the past, you're completely sick of this whole like MJ thing with Zendaya.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it.
The story, he shows up at her house and he's like, you're in danger, you got to come with me. And she's like, okay.
And he's even making a point they show earlier in the movie where he's avoiding social contacts with people. Like he's avoid becoming friends with people as Peter Parker.
Yeah, actively.
Because
he doesn't want to happen what happened to Aunt May because of his Spider-Man persona. Like, it makes sense. We get it.
Yeah, and but then we got that in the Tobey Maguire movies. It's a whole recurring theme within Spider-Man. Is he doesn't want people to know who he is, so that the people that he loves in his life are safe.
And then about halfway through the movie, maybe not even quite halfway, he's like, who cares about that anymore?
And then he can't help himself. So then he starts involving himself in Ned and MJ's lives again. And guess what happens? MJ's life is in danger now.
Yeah, of course, immediately.
Yeah.
But he shows up at her apartment and he's like, you got to come with me and you have to trust me. And she's like, okay, like, really? Like some guy just like burst through your window. I mean, I know it's Spider-Man and everyone loves Spider-Man and he's like famous and everything. But then he's swinging around with her and then he takes her to the Punisher hideout, which why would he know where the Punisher hideout is, first of all?
Apparently, it's not much of a hideout.
And then, second of all, he's like, hey, Frank, you got to take care of this girl. And Frank's like, okay. Like, that's not in character for Punisher, really, is it? I mean,
not even remotely.
And then she is sitting there with Punisher, and Spider-Man's like, I got to go take care of this Jean Grey thing. And she's like, hey, Frank, you should go help him. Like, you guys aren't even on first name basis yet. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right?
And he's like, you're right, I should. And he leaves her alone there.
Yeah, you know what I thought was like just something that stuck out to me as stupid? Is he's like, oh, you like chili? I'm making chili. And then you go inside and he's just eating out of a can.
Oh, I didn't notice that one. That's pretty funny.
I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny.
He was just like,
I'm making chili. Oh, you mean you opened a can?
Oh, warming up some Hormel chili. A can of Hormel. Nice.
I thought you were making, and then he even said, don't touch the chili.
Yeah.
Then he's just eating out of a can. Huh?
Yeah, that was funny.
It was just an odd little funny thing I noticed.
The Hulk fight, though, like was cool. Once we get to that,
yeah, that was cool.
That was very awesome.
That looked good.
I've been waiting for, it feels like years, to get rid of this smart Hulk thing and like get back to the Savage Hulk.
Yeah,
so.
I want the big brute Hulk that is actually Spider-Man's friend.
Yeah, I hope that sticks.
Yeah,
I hope we see more
Spider-Man
of that.
They're good friends.
I hope that sticks. I hope we see more of that in the future. But I have a feeling we're kind of coming towards the end of the Avengers MCU.
Oh, yeah, that's over with.
Oh, what about the Black Widow? So I don't know why. He's like,
she was so completely unnecessary in this movie. And it was the whole setup of her being like, oh, I want to meet people in this sauna. And you got to get naked and get in the hot tub, whatever, with the bath with me, so I can see that you haven't. That was so stupid.
So
I was audibly groaning during that entire scene. She was so unnecessary to this movie. I'm getting so sick of her.
number one, he's like, hey, Jean DeWolf, we got to figure this out. And then Spider-Man's like, I know someone I can go talk to. And I had no idea who to expect that he was going to go talk to, but it certainly wasn't Florence Pugh's Black Widow.
Stop trying to make her a thing. Stop.
But he shows up, at her office.
You know what? It made more sense, Bucky.
Oh, almost anybody, right?
Yeah.
But it was just, it felt so crowbarred. It was like, we need to have some new Avengers plugs. Let's crowbar that.
Hey, remember that? Remember these people from the movie that bombed?
Remember these people from this Thunderbolts movie you hated?
Yeah.
And then, so her office is basically like a Russian bathhouse, and she's in this like pool of water. Did you notice that the pool of water was basically blue milk? Like,
yes.
You couldn't see anything through the water.
They're not going to show you.
I'm not saying that they should have. I'm just saying, why is she naked in a pool of water at all? Mm-hmm. And then you chose to make the water basically opaque like milk.
Yeah.
But blue, so that you couldn't see anything under the... It was all very bizarre.
There was a lot of little weird moments that were convenient. And like, remember it was supposed to be a big sappy moment, but I was just rolling my eyes when she jumps into Spider-Man's head and he has that conversation with Aunt May. Uh-huh. And I'm like, who talks like this?
I didn't mind that at all, actually.
Normal people don't... This isn't something a normal person would say. That it made no sense to me.
I didn't mind that scene at all. So if you didn't see it yet, she's unable this was stupid. For some reason, Jean Grey could jump into anyone's mind and take control of them, except Spider-Man because reasons.
Because the plot needed it to be like
because
that.
The plot needed, because
it was just a convenient plot. That's all.
Spider-Man needed plot armor against mind control, so they just gave him plot armor against mind control. And then later in the movie, she's like, oh, don't assume I can't jump in your mind anymore. And she does. And
he lets her.
Yeah. And she goes to this memory of Peter talking to Aunt May and Aunt May giving him more or less the Uncle Ben inspirational speech.
But what seems really funny about her little speech to Spider-Man seemed specifically to Jean Grey.
Right. So then Jean Grey...
Specifically... tailored for her.
Right. So then...
Because it made no sense if she's talking to Spider-Man. What she was telling him made no sense if it was Peter.
In the scene... Oh, sorry about that. In the scene, she's looking at Peter and Aunt May having this conversation, and then all of a sudden she's sitting in Peter's seat, and Aunt May is having the conversation with Jean Grey. And I didn't hate it. I mean, I get it was supposed to be this sappy motivational thing, but yeah, my complaint was like he had this mind control plot armor for the whole movie until it was no longer advantageous to have mind control plot armor. But the scene itself, I didn't hate as much as you did, or at all, honestly. I mean,
see, the part that gets me is she can't jump into his body. That's not through any effort on his part. She's just not able to do it.
Right.
And then he's like, "Oh, come on in." Well, huh? Now you're able to let her. It makes no sense.
There was a lot of that kind of just like you had to turn off the critical thinking and just roll with it. And if you did,
I mean, it was fun. There's some movies you can do that, like Deadpool and Wolverine. Just turn your brain off and enjoy the pretty colors and shapes you see in front of you. This movie, I expected a way more. I hold Spider-Man movies up to a much higher standard, and this, in my opinion, was the worst of the four with Tom Holland.
And see that number 2 was so egregiously unpleasant for me that that's the worst of all of them. Number 1, it was pretty good for an opening kickoff, but this one and number 3 are pretty neck and neck for me. Like I said at the beginning, I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed part 3 a lot as well. None of them were 10 out of 10s though.
Oh yeah, no,
right. I haven't seen a 10 out of 10 Spider-Man movie.
Not like the Tobey 1 and 2. Those are perfect.
But yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty good.
In fact, I just rewatched Spider-Man with Tobey.
Oh yeah,
and then number 2, and wow. You want to see some good Spider-Man movies? Go watch those 2.
Just not the third one.
The 1 is fantastic. 2 is, I mean, if 1 is a 10, 2 is a 12.
Yeah,
they're so good, good.
If 2 is a 12, 3 is a 2. I mean, that whole
what third movie? I don't know what you're referring to.
Right, yeah.
At all.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's probably not a whole lot to say. I think people are going to come away from this review thinking like, oh, they hated it. I did not hate it.
I didn't hate it.
It's just,
I'm just ugh. It was meh.
For me, it was quite good. I mean,
it was like a D.
Yeah.
Passing, but barely.
For me, it was quite good. It's just, it's easy to point out all the bad things. So I don't know. That's just like the way I lean.
I mean, I'm looking at it from I'm a big comic fan. So that's the perspective I'm coming at it from.
Yeah.
That's my slant on it, you know. That's why I had a lot of problems with this. And I'm just, you know what, if you disagree with me, hey, okay, that's fine. If you love the movie, fantastic. I'm not saying you're an idiot or, you know, anything's wrong with that. If you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. Me, I didn't.
You asked me, and this is a good litmus test, and I'll ask other people out there that are going to leave comments saying you guys are idiots. It was great. And again, I thought it was good too. But your litmus test was like, would you go see it again? And like, I wouldn't go to the movies to see it again, but I look forward to seeing it again when it's out on
probably won't
streaming.
Watch it again.
So, you know, that's kind of where I rate it, is like, I'll watch it again, but I wouldn't go to the movies to see it again.
No, and there's so many Marvel movies I've seen that are like that. I'll probably never, like the Black Widow movie, I'll never watch that again. I saw it the one time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch that again. I finally got around to Fantastic Four. I'm not going to watch that again.
I regret watching that the first time, I'm being honest.
Right?
That was not good.
How many times did I watch Avengers Endgame?
Let me guess.
6, 7, 8 times?
I was going to say 4 or 5.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I watched the Deadpool and Wolverine movie a couple of times now. I just for the, you know, when he puts on the mask. That's why you watch that movie.
Yeah, and the Spider-Man movies. You know, I've watched the 1 and 2. A bunch of times. You know, there's movies like you just love. You know.
Now, coming off of this movie, and to close this video out, because obviously it's going to have an impact or an effect, I think.
Oh, it's going to make a ton of money for sure.
But not only that. After seeing this, and of course they played the trailer for Doomsday at the beginning of this movie, and we expect that there's going to be some mutant mayhem going on in the Doomsday movie based on that trailer. We saw Cyclops, and now we see Jean Grey is integrated into the universe.
Why is it taking us 20 plus years to get a comic accurate Cyclops outfit?
That's a good question.
Why?
But where do we see the MCU going from here after seeing what's happened in this movie?
My prediction is that Avengers Doomsday is going to be a hot mess.
Yeah?
Yep. It looks like it's going to be a hot mess. It's going to be a cameo fest of them just cramming a bunch of characters together in a story that makes no sense. I think it's going to look real pretty and have a lot of cool stuff going on, but it's going to be a hot mess.
I'm cautiously optimistic, and again, because it's clearly going to be the vehicle to introduce the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say this. Maybe the Spider-Man movie was that vehicle, but they didn't officially say X-Men or mutants or anything. Very clearly, they're going to do that in the Doomsday movie because we've seen trailer footage of Cyclops in full costume and everything, and that's what I'm cautiously optimistic for. I think this movie will make more money than Doomsday. I don't think Doomsday is going to be super successful because, like you said, it's going to be a cameo fest. It's probably not going to have a super solid story.
Well, what they're doing is they are super condensing the whole storyline that took place in Avengers with the incursions. They're super compressing that, which that storyline went on for a long time. And it had so many side plots and stuff to it, like Namor and his team of people that were destroying the other Earths. Oh man, his team was kick ass, man. Yeah, there wasn't some not so nice people on his team. And they're using this to get to Secret Wars, and they're taking the worst version of Secret Wars and making that into a movie where Doom does the Beyonder trick of making the patchwork planet of different realities. And then after that, now they're going to have a whole brand new MCU with all the characters we like cherry-picked from different TV shows and movies.
Mashed all together.
That's what they're doing.
Now.
And they're using this half-assed way to get there.
Here's the goofy part for me for the potential for Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, to me, looks like a catastrophe.
Yes.
I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. I can't think of a better cast character ever.
That voice in the trailer,
It's horrible.
it's the dude. It's the German documentarian, filmmaker, Werner Herzog. That's exactly who it sounds like.
Maybe that's who he patterned it after. But
he's this German director who makes documentaries. And people might know him better as the Imperial guy from Mandalorian season 1. He's got that distinct accent.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it sounds that sounds like his voice exactly.
When I first heard it, I was thinking like, is that Inglourious Bastards, Christoph
Waltz.
I was like, is that Christoph Waltz at first?
No, it's Werner Herzog. Yeah, because they pronounce the W as a V. Werner.
It reminded me a little bit of his Christoph Waltz or whatever.
No, like Werner, and he's actually a real nice guy. He sounds his voice is just he's got this very distinct voice. It's somewhat intimidating.
But yeah, anyway, coming off of this movie, now the next MCU movie is Doomsday. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I do think that it could go south just because of all the things you mentioned.
I'm calling it hot mess.
But yeah, this movie's doing awesome. Like it made like $72 million on its Thursday night preview.
Oh yeah, it's going to make tons and tons. It's going to make all the money.
Yeah,
for sure. But also the end credits scene, I'm telling you right now, don't stay for it if you haven't seen it.
Oh, it was not worth the wait.
It was not, because the whole thing is Ned creates this app, right? And it's kind of like those like Waze and stuff where users can report sightings.
Gas buddy.
Oh, I've seen Spider-Man right here. I just saw him. And then other users go like, oh yes, I just saw him too. So that's confirmed. And somebody's. So that's the app is created. It's kind of like Waze, where people can report Spider-Man sightings on the app.
Right.
So then the end credit scene, all it is just shows you the app screen, and then Spider-Man in Queens, and then it zooms like, oh, lost signal or whatever, and then it zooms out, and then it shows the Spider-Man logo in space, past the moon.
What do you think that's even suggesting?
So apparently an astronaut was out past the moon and saw Spider-Man and used the Spider-Man app to say, hey, I just saw him.
But why would they see him out in the middle of outer space?
Exactly. It's idiotic. It's stupid. Because that's a user is saying, I saw Spider-Man out here and I'm in space and I saw him. It makes no sense. It's idiotic. Don't waste your time. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But I think it's leading into, of course, Doomsday.
Oh, maybe it is Battleworld.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody reported Spider-Man's whereabouts on Battleworld, and that's where Battleworld is going to be.
No, it's stupid.
Anyway, so yeah, let's wrap this one up. Yeah. Overall, I'm giving it a B+. I liked it.
D.
Matt's a hater.
I don't hate it. I just think I'm pretty apathetic to it. I'm not going to see it again.
As Black Widow would say, you're a hater potato. She just kept going on about potatoes.
I'm trying to forget that.
But anyway, we'll wrap this one up for today. Let me say, thanks for tuning in and watching. Let us know in the comments down below, what did you guys think of this movie, assuming you saw it, which I think everyone probably has by now. And let you know if you agree with our takes on it. And until the next one, keep collecting comics, keep watching our videos, and bye now.
Bye.